Hey guys, welcome to my first YouTube video on the Fishing with Rob YouTube channel. And today we are catching whatever bites. We got a few catfish rigs going up over here. We got this old Shimano on a new Shimano rod. It's got a little circle hook and a big piece of worm on it. And actually, here are the worms that I'm using. There's about 18 in here. And then I'm using this Quantum nitrous reel. It's got a little circle hook on it too. It's got a big chunk of worm. And this is like a pure fishing saltwater rod, but I don't know what's on. Probably, actually I think it's the stink bait that's on there. And then I got my handy dandy net in case we catch anything big and can't boat flip it. And while or not really boat flip, but grass flip. And while we're waiting for bites, I know that there's bass and crappie here. So I'm using a popular winter fishing rig. It is the Ned Rig. It sits on the bottom. Whoa, okay, try not to get spiked. But it sits on the bottom with its head up. And this just goes crazy in the water. All these little, I don't really know what to call them. Little plastic pieces out to the side. And they eat it and obviously hooks it. Catfish are a really slimy, really big fish. They kind of eat everything. They are omnivores. They'll eat grass and fish, and then they'll eat live fish, and they'll eat dead fish. They're scavengers too. They'll eat pretty much everything. And a popular starter bait is obviously a worm. So that's what we're going to be starting with. And we're out here at a friend's pond in Amelia. I've never fished here before, and that they have multiple ponds, but they have said that this is the best one. So we're going to start here, and I'm going to sink all the way down. So we're going to start here today and maybe move around and see what's going on. So catfish have a very bony head, kind of like us. They have bones on the top and on the bottom, but they have cheeks like we do, and those cheeks have no bone. And so that's really what you want, where the hook to set. Because you can't really hook them in bone, because that just doesn't work like that. They're very similar to bowfin. They are not in here. And I'm not even sure catfish are in here, but our first pond that we were going to today is frozen. So we had to improvise. And while I'm casting, I'll just talk a little bit more about fish, or the catfish. There's 3 different species of catfish. There's flathead catfish, there's blue catfish, and there's channel catfish. Flathead catfish are the least active and the most rare type of catfish. There are a lot on the James River. The James River is full of all sorts of catfish, but okay, I'm just watching how that works in the water. I don't know if you can see that. You see how it dives down? There was a little fish over there too, hopping it along the bottom. It's really satisfying to watch, actually. So flathead catfish pretty much shut down in the winter because they are the more predatory of the 3. They prefer live fish. Blue catfish, on the other hand, of the spectrum, are the most active, and they'll eat pretty much anything, as well as channel catfish. Channel catfish are somewhere in the middle, depending on your location and the pond. The channel catfish at the spot we were going to, we're probably going to sit in the trench. There's a big trench in the middle of this pond that runs to the middle. Not this one, but the first one we were going to. And I'll throw up a little picture that I made this morning. Those are some cows over there. This is a cow farm. I'll throw up a little picture that I drew this morning. It's all about temperature in the winter. They don't really, because, I mean, they do care about their food, but where the temperature is where the food will be. If the water is warmer than the air, then they're going to go to the bottom. They're going to go as far down as they can, or to the trench in this case. I don't know the topography of this pond, but this is just, I'm talking about the first pond. But if the air is warmer than the water, they're not going to completely come out of the trench, but they're going to go to the ridges where it starts to curve up into the flats. They don't want to leave the trench because the trench is going to be the warmest part. But, yeah. So, I mean, that's really all there is. And it's not that complicated. And bass fishing is pretty easy. I'm just using a Ned Rig and hopping in along the bottom. He's using a rooster tail, which is a little tiny feathery bait with a metal blade on the end. That is really good for when it's sunny outside because the blade spins and reflects the water, or reflects the sun in the water. And my other friend over there is just using a bobber. So I'll get back to you when we catch something. Hey guys, so it's a few days later, and this was the pond that was frozen, but now it's not, obviously. So this is the actual catfish pond, and I got 3 rigs that I am setting up for, or that I've already set up, that I'm going to show you now. So I have this bobber going down to probably about a foot or so of leader, and then with a worm on there. And that one I'm going to cast out over in that direction. And then this one right here, thank you, this is a bottom rig. I cast this out and this plops down on the bottom and this starts to rise up. So this is probably about a foot or so with the same type of thing, just a big worm. And then this one right here is exact same as the other one that I just showed you, except it probably has 2 feet of leader going down to a big worm again. And these two I'm going to cast in the trench, and this one with the bobber I'm going to cast just a little bit over from the trench. Alright, so now that I got all 3 rods thrown out, I'll explain the topography of this pond because I know the topography of this pond very well. I've fished it many times, and the owner has also showed me maps of the pond. This is the pond that I showed the picture of earlier in the video and that I drew earlier in the morning. So from that white little pipe over there to about the front steps, there is a trench that is significantly deeper than the rest of the pond. And then from that pipe to the left, there's a pretty steep incline. And then from about, I would say a couple feet over to that end is a gradual slope. It's pretty basic. And all right, so now I guess I'll just show like, so remember how earlier in the video I also showed that white piece of paper that said if it's warmer they'll be up top, if it's colder they'll be down by the bottom. So the air temperature today is a lot warmer than the water temperature, so they will still be around the trench, but they won't be as deep in the trench as they were. Even though I still have a couple bottom rigs, I do have a top rig that I'm gonna have to recast because that has come back towards the shore. So I'll have to bomb that one out again. But, I mean, this is just, they got channel catfish in here, and I guess I'll just get back to you if I have anything else to say or I catch another fish. Got something. Oh, it's just a bluegill? Dang, that's a big bluegill. Really? That ate that circle hook? Dang. Alright, well, hope I'm recording at least. Oh, dang, I got him in the eye. That's unfortunate. Let's see if I can get it out without hurting him anymore. I'm gonna do this away from the camera. Sweet, alright, so I got him out. See if I can lip him. I saved his eye. That's a pretty slab bluegill. It's about the size of my hand. Nice. And he swims off. Alright, cool. Okay, so if he's running that way, I want to hook set that way. That's a catfish. 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 Come over here. Come on. Come on. Oh, he's tangled up in my line now. Come on. Let's go. This way. Let's go, boys. Come on. Come on. Finally, dude. My heart is racing right now. Yeah, he's tangled up in my line. I'm just dragging him now. Looks like a small one. It's still a lot better than nothing. Better than that bluegill I caught earlier, that's for sure. Grab the net. Come on, come on, come on. Got him. Let's go. Let's go, guys. We got one. Let's go. There we go. Nice, guys. Nice little 3-pound channel catfish. There we go. And release. Oh, come on, dude. Really? Well, alright. There we go. She swims off. I was going to get my net to give him a push, but he swam off. Hi guys, so as I'm editing this video tonight, I realized that the footage of me catching this humongous crappie is gone. Maybe the camera wasn't recording, maybe I accidentally deleted it, I don't know what happened, but I couldn't find it. But I was smart enough to take this picture for Instagram, and so that's what it looked like. It was at least a pound, and around 16 inches. It is a citation fish, but I completely forgot all about the citations after I let it go. That's unfortunate, but it is what it is. And I hope you like and subscribe.